The Running Man is slated for a remake starring actor Glen Powell, but remake has become something of a fraught term in popular culture. While some remakes can be good, remakes of Stephen King's work, in particular, have a poor track record for quality. With audiences tiring of an endless cycle of remakes and reboots coming out of major studios, the movie will be desperate to avoid becoming another mediocre Stephen King remake. Fortunately, it has one crucial advantage over other adaptations. While banking on the star power of someone like Powell is a solid gamble, it's not the most significant factor behind The Running Man's potential release success. Powell has proven to be a huge draw for audiences, with strong acting chops and plenty of charisma, but it's not uncommon for an amazing actor to be wasted when the writing and directing aren't up to the same quality. Instead, The Running Man will look to rely on other factors to break the curse that hangs over King's remakes. Stephen King remakes are usually worse than the original. And it's not even close. There have been some fantastic remakes of King's work over the years. The more recent films remaking it, for example, have proven that the curse that hangs over King's remakes isn't inevitable. While the It movies aren't without their faults, with the brutal attack that opens it, Chapter 2 a prime example, they still rank as an improvement over the Tim Curry miniseries that first brought the story to life. The problem remains that good Stephen King remakes are few and far between. 2020's remake of The Stand failed to wow audiences, while Stephen King's Shining movie was a critical failure compared to Kubrick's version. Both Carrie and Children of the Corn have made multiple attempts to revisit the first movie adaptation, but each has ultimately fallen far short of success. When taking this track record into account, things don't look particularly good for The Running Man. Why The Running Man will likely be better than the original movie. The original may be a classic, but it's still flawed. The movie poster for Arnold Schwarzenegger's The Running Man. 1987's adaptation of The Running Man, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger, was a product of its time. The film banked on Schwarzenegger's star power and ultimately became overshadowed by the actor's presence. With an action star as the lead, it relied on quippy one-liners and campy violence, rather than remaining faithful to the story it was adapting. While it's got its own cult following as a part of Schwarzenegger's body of work, it loses sight of its purpose and what made the original story compelling.